In our school days, we may have learned how to find the roots of a quadratic function by breaking the middle term and factoring out the expression, which was not a straightforward method. Rather, you had to guess numbers in order to break the middle term. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the roots of a quadratic function using an easier and fairly straightforward method. Let's understand what a quadratic function is. In algebra, a quadratic function is a polynomial function in which the highest degree term is of second degree. Let's look at the general form. In this polynomial function, the highest degree term, which is x, has the degree of second. Let's see for an example where a is equals to 1 and b is equals to -7. The quadratic function becomes f of x equals to x squared minus 7x plus 10. Let's look at this function in a graph. The roots of this function is the x values at which this function intersects the x-axis. Suppose the roots of this function are a and b, and in the graph we can see that a is equals to 2 and b is equals to 5. But to find the roots of this function, we have to first set the f of x equals to 0. By setting f of x equals to 0, we get a quadratic equation which is x squared minus 7x plus 10 equals to 0. Since we assumed that a and b are the roots of this function, we can rewrite this equation as follows. Now, by applying FOIL method, we can expand this expression and the equation becomes like this. Comparing these two equations, we can say that the sum of the roots is equals to 7 and the product of the roots is equals to 10. From the first equation, if we divide the both sides by 2, we can find the average of the roots of this function. Let's plot this value 7 over 2 on the graph. This value is the midpoint between the root a and b. We take a constant u, which is distance between a and the midpoint and the distance between the midpoint and b. This tells us that a must be equals to 7 over 2 minus u and b is equals to 7 over 2 plus u. Substituting a and b to the second equation, we will get a new equation with only unknown u. Now, by solving for u, we will see that u is equals to 3 over 2. Now, substituting the value of u to the equations of a and b, we will find our roots, which is a is equals to 2 and b is equals to 5.